Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Well, welcome in, race fans. Back to the Rookie Class Racing RCR Truck Series, a staple on Saturday nights here at Racers Nexus for the past couple of seasons. Actually, I think this is going on the third season now of truck action. Welcome into WATKINS, GLEN. I'm Rob Campbell. This is Racers Nexus, and we got 30 laps of action coming your way in the Truck Series coming up here. Qualifying just getting underway. You can see a couple of trucks dashing around on track. WATKINS, GLEN, going to be a challenge here for these machines this evening, but you know what? Stick around. We've got a ton of racing to come underway. As I mentioned, 30 laps. This is the RCR series. If you're interested in joining the series, or the league themselves, they race ARCA on Friday nights. We caught that last night here on Racers Nexus, and then Trucks weekly here on Saturday evenings. Open to anyone and anyone. You can find the Discord link for the league in the description of the video. Hop in there, get yourself signed up. Free to join, free to race. They do take donations to help cover the costs, which obviously enough goes towards broadcasting and putting the sessions together themselves. So let's take a look at the info here for the race. We are into week 10 of the Truck Series at Watkins Glen. 30 laps coming your way. Fixed setup. Next week, they're going to head to the high banks, wide open, high-paced action of Talladega. Should be a dramatic change from the streets here. Well, I guess not this. The streets, this track started, this racing started at Watkins Glen on the streets, and they built the permanent road circuit that we see here today, known as Watkins Glen in the Fingers Lake region of upstate New York. Take a look at the weather. 75-degree air temp, 24 degrees Celsius, 99-degree track temp. Otherwise, 37 degrees Celsius if you're on the metric system. Clear skies, relatively low humidity, shouldn't be affecting our drivers all that much. But that 99-degree track temp, I'll have to keep an eye on that, as that could play a little bit of a role here as the race gets going. We got ECR. Oh man, what is going on there? Rookie class racing. Did we grab the wrong profile here? You know what? Let's get that fixed up here in a minute. That's what happens when Adam takes the week off, and I had to try and figure out what project file I had given him. But we'll get that fixed up as the race goes on. Let's say qualifying underway. Currently, Bruce Velasquez leading the way in qualifying. Not much of a surprise. Bruce seems to be a weapon here on the road courses in anything from the NASCAR side of things. So not surprising to see him up there with Declan Beatty. Just going to jump to the top of qualifying, just ahead of Bruce Velasquez. Beatty, I believe, started on the front row last night in the ARCA race at Sonoma. Another road course, back-to-back road courses here for the rookie class racer drivers. So they got their practice in last night in the ARCA cars. Now they're gonna have to try and take that challenge here again tonight in the trucks. A little different situation. The trucks a little lighter in the back end. Don't quite have that weight over the back end to really hammer down into the throttle out of a corner. So we'll have to keep an eye on how the drivers deal with that here this evening, as I'm still trying to get this logo changed here in the background, but you know, we'll get it fixed up in 2 shakes of a stick, maybe 3 shakes of a stick. So we got 19 trucks, last check in timing tower before we went live. So just the right amount of trucks, I think, for some fun here at Watkins Glen. Let's see if we got that fixed up. There we go, rookie class racing. That looks a heck of a lot better. It says we're on board here with Declan Beatty. Currently still sitting on top of qualifying. We've got 3 other trucks on track. Charles Wilson is one of those drivers. It's a sharp-looking U.S. Army paint scheme on that truck for Charles Wilson, currently sitting in 6th place. Tim Hurd, he's out there too as well. The 53 truck currently sitting in 9th place. Our final driver that's put in a lap time right now in qualifying. Still looking for laps from Scott Matthews, Eric Johnson, Michael Cordray. Michael Cordray busy in chat, so I don't think we're going to see a qualifying lap from him. Masario Marcinic, David Bush III, who is actually doing race control this evening. Ronnie Welcho, Gregory Everett, Terry Litweiler, and David Vodka. So all these drivers going to take their chance, start from the back of the pack here by the looks of it. Declan Beatty going to call it quits with 1:45 left to go in qualifying here. While we have a moment, we'll qualify away. Oh, a little bit of connection issue for Tim Hurd. Hopefully that clears up for him as the race goes on. Take a moment to give a shout out to Apex Sim Racing Shop. Find yourself a 5% discount code in the description of the video. You can use that to get 5% off anything in store, whether it's their own brand of Apex Sim Racing accessories or products from SimMagic, SimCube, Moza, basically any of the top brands in sim racing. You'll find them there. Now, as well as Apex Sim Racing Shop, we also have track cams for gourmets, trackcams22.com, providing all of our camera angles week in, week out, mimicking the camera angles you would see on broadcasts, whether it's a NASCAR race, IndyCar race, Formula One, IMSA, World Challenge over in Europe. Find all those nice camera angles to give you that brilliant TV broadcast type setup here. As qualifying is done, all of our trucks are off track. Just waiting for the final 30 seconds on the clock to tick over. You can see there are only 9 trucks out of the 19 qualified. So we have a number of trucks at the back. We'll see how that plays out. They're going to have to try and work their way through. It can get a little dicey through the S's on lap 1. Whether you're in trucks, it could be GT3 machine, it could be a Formula open wheel. It doesn't seem to matter what type of machinery you have at Watkins Glen here. That first sector through the S's, the turn 3, 4, 5 section heading up to the bus stop or inner loop, I guess it is, depending on what you want to call it. Inner loop, I guess, is the more current name they're calling it, but everybody refers to it as the bus stop. It's the most popular name for it is the bus stop, and that's where we'll see a bunch of action here. But qualifying has finished up. So we'll just let timing and scoring reset there, and then we'll take a look at how our grid's going to set up for this 30-lap race. Okay, here we go. Declan Beatty starting on pole with Bruce Velasquez to his outside. Drew Calvert and Russell Heaton Jr. are going to start in row 2 in 3rd and 4th place. Kevin Allen and Charles Wilson going to start in row 3, 5th and 6th place goes to them. P7 in row 4 is Tony Nolan with Tim Hurd to his outside in 8th place. Jeremiah Cromer going to start in 9th. David Bush III will not be starting in 10th. He is in race control. Behind them, we're going to find Scott Matthews, who's actually going to start in 10th. Nestor Arsario will be in 11th. Eric Johnson and Gregory Effort going to start in behind them. Michael Cordray, heck of a profile picture there from Michael Cordray, looking like he's ready to do some racing here tonight. Russ Marciniak Jr. in what will be 15th place. Terry Litweiler will be starting in 16th. Dayton Vodka in 17th. And Ronnie Welch will going to round out our 18 truck field with 1 truck occupying race control. So looks like our trucks are all set, heading to the grid. You see them lined up in behind the BMW pace car, safety car here this evening. Barney at the ready with the green flag. Who's going to get the whole shot out of Declan Beatty and Bruce Velasquez once we get going? It's always a battle to try and get that first spot into turn 1. You want to try and get ahead any of the carnage that you might find heading into turn 1, and being there first is the way you're going to do it. See there, looks like we're just waiting for Gregory Everett to grid up. He will be our final truck. Once he does that, we will fire away and get this race under control. So looks like Gregory actually not going to join us. Looks like we'll see if we start from the pits. Otherwise, there's the field rolling away, being led by Declan Beatty and Bruce Velasquez, otherwise known as Viper here. They've nicknamed him in the timing and scoring. So we'll see what Bruce Velasquez, aka Viper, has here for Declan Beatty. Those two drivers swapping pole position back and forth during qualifying. So see here if Bruce has learned something. Maybe Declan was holding back. Did he only put in a quick enough time just to get himself up on pole? Does he have a little something in reserve? We'll find out here shortly. We've only got 1 driver, Russell Heaton Jr. in the new Ram truck. iRacing introducing the updated Ram that came back this season. And only Russell Heaton Jr. taking a ride in that truck. Interesting stuff. No Dodge or I guess Stellantis lovers in the field here. I don't know. I think that's the sharpest looking front end. As much as I'm not a fan of Stellantis as a manufacturer or a brand, you know, it's hard to beat that front end of that Ram. Always a sharp looking truck. we pick up, oh, we got one of our drivers trying to take the shortcut through the inner loop there. A lot of sharp looking paints in this field tonight. Eric Johnson, the 18. It's a sharp looking paint on him. Nestor Osario just going for the plain white. Netflix, what is this on Tony Nolan? Netflix advertising. I actually watched a good show on Netflix the other day. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it's got me hooked. In through the penultimate corner they go. Beatty and Velasquez going to lead the way. Who's going to get the jump into turn one? We'll see the pace car pull off here. There's our field into the final corner. In goes the pace car. Field's going to stack up in behind Declan Beatty. Velasquez really right up on his left door there, trying to make sure Beatty doesn't get a jump on him. Here we go. Green is out and off into turn one. 3 wide into turn one. Velasquez on the outside. Drew Calvert trying to tuck up on the inside, unable to make that stick, but Velasquez getting a strong run out of the back corner. Russell Heaton Jr. right up in there. Let's go on board here with Heaton. The Canadian native, Oshawa, Ontario, not too far from my place. Working up on the outside of Velasquez. Velasquez going to lose not only second spot, looks like he's going to lose third too as well to Heaton. Or sorry, Velasquez up ahead. That's Calvert. Very similar painted trucks. So Calvert going to fall back into fourth place. He's going to lose a spot to Velasquez, but while they jockey for position up the back straight, that's going to allow Beatty and Velasquez, aka Viper, pull away here from the pack. They've opened up a quick 3/10 gap over the rest of the field. So the rest of the trucks fanning out in behind Charles Wilson, trying to chase down Kevin Allen and Drew Calvert. Wilson with that nice U.S. Army paint theme on his truck. A little farther back in the field, David Vodka and Michael Cordray, a couple trucks that did not qualify here. Trying to make way up through the field. On board here with Cordray was we're seeing, it's like Ronnie Welchel and Vodka battling out through the final corner. The slower exit for them can allow Cordray to open up that gap. Now we focus on Terry Litweiler up ahead into turn one. 72 trying to chase down the 71. Oh, we got a truck off wide in behind. Not sure who that was. Let's pick up Scott Matthews. Looked like it was a red truck, went off almost into the wall. So you got to gather back up, and he's carrying on. But our leaders now a quick 3.3 seconds over Heaton Jr. in third place. Osario, looks like it might have been Osario, that car that I saw. He's off track. We're seeing smoke. Oh man, a couple trucks around. Marciniak off into the wall. He's going to get it straightened out and back on track, but looks like also Osario in the 25 there too as well. Take a look at what happened to them in a few moments, but not the race day mission. Oh man, our Ram, Jeremiah Cromer. Oh, we do have another Ram here. Jeremiah Cromer. He's that red truck I saw going off wide into turn one. He spins around. Oh man. Osario and Marciniak have to go wide around Cromer not to get into the back of him. Oof. Everything's kicking off here at the start of the race. No yellow, our top two drivers still battling away. Let's see if we can pick up a look here. What happened between Osario and Marciniak here as we're on board with Nestor Osario heading into the bus stop. Oh, he just locked up the back end. And off he goes. You got to slow. Oh, man. That was just a completely different incident there. Marciniak just came flying into as well and cleared into the back of Osario. Not sure if you didn't see what was happening. It looked like a similar incident for him. He just got back end wagging around and around he went. But see what happened to Jeremiah Cromer. So he was slow, just ahead of them in through the carousel, just lost the back end. Ooh, snapped around. Luckily for those two trucks on the inside, he didn't snap back around to them, but they'll continue on. Eric Johnson now chasing down Charles Wilson. The battle for 6th and 7th place. Wilson holding down that spot. Johnson trying to take it away. Beatty and Velasquez still battling up ahead. Velasquez tucked in tightly behind Beatty, not allowing him to run away with this one. Quickly clicked off 3 laps here. 27 more to go. Into the bus stop they go. Hear how gentle they have to be on the throttle. You can't get too quick back into the throttle. You'll snap the back end round, as we've seen happen to a couple drivers here. Jeremiah Cromer, the most recent one. Nicely done there by Beatty and Velasquez. Using up as much track as they get. Oh, Scott Matthews. He's wagging the tail of the dog. So he's got it collected up. The Belvoir, North Carolina native. It's going to cost him a little bit of time. Welch was able to get by. Vodka able to get by. Now he has Osorio trying to recover from his incident, chasing him behind him. Let's head back to this battle here between Johnson and Wilson. Oh, Russell Heaton Jr. Not sure if that's a connection issue for him or what. He is falling down the grid. We'll have to see. iRacing might have parked him due to a connection issue. Keep an eye on that. Our leaders carrying away. They're now on lap 4. Declan Beatty, our pulse there, has led from the drop of the green flag. Bruce Velasquez making him earn it, keeping him honest here in 2nd place. Ooh, Velasquez getting squirrely there, sliding that back end around us. Want to be cautious not to use up all of his rear tires here early on. He's still got another 26 laps to go in this one. He's going to need them towards the end of the race. As it looks like Russell Heaton Jr. is out. Unfortunate for him. Connection issues. Going to be the downfall of his race. Oh, we see Beatty get squirrely out of turn 1. Velasquez to the inside. He's going to try to take the top spot away from Beatty. Beatty trying to fight back on the outside. Oh, they're going to go door to door up through the S's. I think Velasquez is going to have this hammer down up through the S's. They go down the back straight. Beatty trying to fight back on the outside. Battle of the late breakers here. And there it is. Velasquez is going to outbrake Beatty into the bus stop. It looks like Beatty going to get a better run through there. Now, Declan Beatty, we've seen him lead since the drop of the green flag. Now he is the chaser. He has that carrot up ahead of him, the rabbit trying to run away. He is now the dog, trying to hunt down that rabbit that is Velasquez, aka Viper. I kind of feel like we're watching an episode of Top Gun, or one of the Top Guns here. Bruce Velasquez, Viper. Declan Beatty needs a name. Can we call him Maverick? We have to make him Maverick. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead for funsies. Everybody ignored that. Get that off the screen. Nobody saw that. As these two continue to battle. Oh, Velasquez is starting to open a bit of a gap here now over Beatty. I wonder if Beatty, pardon me, cooked his tires a little bit with that little slide. We'll have to see here if he backs off for a lap or two, let those tires cool down, try and mount that charge back up to Bruce Velasquez. See Velasquez up ahead here. He's trying to pull away. He's getting heavy on the throttle. We keep seeing that back end wiggle around. Beatty lurking behind. There we go. Declan Beatty, Maverick. We got Maverick chasing Viper. Throw a little Top Gun action in here. Eric Johnson, though, he's trying to chase down Kevin Allen. It's a battle for 4th, 5th place. Eric Johnson up 8 positions. One of the drivers that did not qualify started at the bottom. Now he is here. Here being final step in the top 5. Could a podium position or better be in the cards here for Eric Johnson. He's got a ways to go, though. Fortunately for him, he's about 14 seconds back of our leaders. He's going to make the move around Kevin Allen on the outside into turn one. Kevin Allen just kind of pulled over and gave it to him. Surprising move there by Allen. See a little farther back, Asario making his move around Matthews. He's got Ronnie Welch up ahead, but Matthews trying to fight back. Right up on the back bumper of Asario. Oh, Matthews to the inside. He's going to lose it. Keeps it off the wall. Oh, will he keep it off the outside wall? He does. What a save by Scott Matthews. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done by him. So back up here as Eric Johnson has Drew Calvert now 9/10 up ahead of him. He's catching it quickly. Allen trying to hang on the back of Johnson here, but they are reeling in Drew Calvert. Let's take a look back here from Calvert. Currently in third place, the Broken Arrow, Oklahoma native. Seeing a couple trucks chasing up on him very quickly. Is he going to be able to hold them off? The 43 in through the final corner. Didn't quite use up as much track space as he could on the exit there, leaving a little bit of time on the track. That gap now 7/10 between, Calvert off wide. Eric Johnson will be licking his chops here. Now, can he get enough draft to make the move into the bus stop? Up through the S's they go. Oh, Johnson up on the curbs. That truck got a little squirrely. We saw him have to correct it. Into the bus stop they go. Ooh, Johnson flirting with those curbs. Looks like Marciniak and Litweiler might have had an issue a little farther back in the field. See if we can pick up a look at what happened there in a few moments as we watch this battle continue on from Drew Calvert and Eric Johnson. Calvert going to hug the inside line. Johnson getting a nice run out of the carousel. Into the penultimate corner he goes, looking to the right side. He's going to have the inside line on Calvert. It's going to move him up into a podium position now. Now the task gets tough. Our leaders, 15 seconds down the track. Eric Johnson going to need one heck of a Hail Mary, maybe a yellow flag here if he has any chance at catching up to them, but you never know what could happen up ahead. Velasquez, no looking back since he's got out front. He made that move in around Beatty when Beatty got a little squirrely. Hasn't looked back since then. Declan Beatty actually fallen back here. 2.3 seconds now between Declan Beatty and Bruce Velasquez. Beatty was her pole sitter, but they weren't separated by a whole lot. Tenths between them, if even that. Michael Cordray making his way up through the field. Another one of the drivers that did not qualify started at the back. Currently sitting in 8th place. He has Tony Nolan just up ahead of him. Nolan in the 23 in through the carousel. Michael Cordray hunting him in behind. Cordray with a much better exit through the the carousel. Now, can he find a way around Nolan into turn one, or is he going to have to wait to potentially make a move into the bus stop? Let's go on board here with Michael Cordray. Out of the final corner they go. They head to the line. They are going to finish up lap number 9 and start lap 10. Into turn one. Ever so gentle not to lock up the rear end. Nolan, Cordray got anxious, or got a little eager, got into the throttle, snapped the back end around, able to keep it off the wall, but that's going to cost him a ton of time too. Nolan up ahead. Drew Calvert now has to deal with Kevin Allen. See if Allen able to dispose of Calvert as quickly as Johnson did. Laps clicking away quickly here this evening. Another 4 more laps and we'll be at the halfway point. We'll start to see which of our drivers have been conserving their tires and their equipment here. Not sure offhand what the limitation is on fuel load here this evening. I believe they will have to make a pit stop at some point in time. Will our drivers take tires? Calvert, a little better entrance and exit out of turn 1, opening up that gap over Allen. We got a moment here. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened between Marciniak Jr. and Terry Litweiler. So on board here with Russ Marciniak Jr. Well, the drivers got wrapped up in that incident earlier on. Oh, he's just going to lose it through the penultimate corner. And then I'm not sure we can pick up what happened to Litweiler. Oh, almost at the same time, a different part of the track. Let's go back here and see if we can find out what happened to Litweiler into turn 1. The Clear Lake, Iowa native. Oh, just got too much pace coming into turn 1. Kind of locked that back end for a second, and around it goes. He's going to get it cleared off track and get himself going again. The 24 of Vodka going to get by him. Allen still trying to find a way around Drew Calvert. And they start their 12th lap here into turn 1 they go. Calvert leading the way. Allen trying to find a way to get himself a little higher up in the top 5. Eric Johnson now 3.2 seconds ahead of these two. Quickly disposed of Calvert and running away, but unfortunately for Johnson, he's got his work cut out to get himself up into that battle for top spot. Declan Beatty currently holding down second place. Although that gap continues to open between he and Velasquez. 3.8 seconds. Now with Velasquez picking up 2 more tenths through that last sector. Bruce Velasquez humming out there tonight, but is he using up too much equipment? We'll have to wait and see. We're now at 17 to go. 2 more laps and we'll be at the halfway point. As I mentioned, that's what we'll start to see. Which of these drivers has really used up their equipment here? Who's pushed hard? Who's starting to get a little more understeer in the front end? Who's getting loose on the rear end? That's where you start to see those mistakes where that back end snaps around. Try and turn in, and the front end just doesn't want to bite. You got no rubber left. So we'll see. Has Velasquez saved his stuff? Back to this battle here between Allen and Calvert. Still our closest battle on track. Kevin Allen. My dog's tail doesn't wag as much as Kevin Allen just did up through the S's. Into the bus stop they go. Allen starting to close back in, but in behind them we see Charles Wilson having to deal with some lap traffic. As it looks like the 9. That's a misbadged truck out there. That's Jeremiah Cromer in the 30. Should be running a 30 paint scheme on that truck, but he's not. He's running a 9. Shame, Jeremiah. Shame. Let's pick up Tony Nolan and Michael Cordray. Saw Cordray was up on the back of Nolan a few laps ago. Got a little overzealous with the throttle out of turn 1. Lost the back end. Had to snap and collect it up. But now, oh, that's the... Is that Michael Jordan on the side of the 23? No, that's not. Beef. Oh, Beef. Yes, I've seen that movie. Very niche movie, though, on Netflix to be driving a paint scheme out there for Tony Nolan. So hats off to him. As Cordray making the move on the inside. Oh, man, again, he's going to lock off the back end. Michael Cordray just can't find a way around Tony Nolan here. That's twice now. He's tried to make a move on Tony Nolan, losing the back end. At the same time, looks like something happened to Scott Matthews a little farther back in the field. So we'll see. Maybe third time is the charm here for Michael Cordray. We got David Bush in chat. Comp caution at the end of lap 15. Perfect. Here we go. That's going to put Eric Johnson up. There it is. Competition caution is out. Now, things are going to get interesting here. That's our field gathers up behind the pace car. Eric Johnson, saw working his way up through the back of the field. He's gained 10 positions to this point. They're going to come into the pits. They'll get some fuel. I assume everybody's going to get tires. What is Eric Johnson going to have for Declan Beatty and Bruce Velasquez? We might have to name Johnson Iceman here tonight to go with our Top Gun theme. Springfield, Missouri driver. Well, we have a moment here. Let's go back and take a look, see what happened to Scott Matthews as he had that. Something happened to him the same time we were looking at Michael Cordray trying to make the move on Nolan into turn one. So Matthews into the inner loop. Ooh, little loose up in the curve. Oh, that's a decent sized hit on the right front of that truck into the wall, but thankfully for him, he'll be able to pop into the pits and get some repairs done. Let's take another look here at what happened to Cordray as he was trying to make that move on the inside of Nolan. Yeah, we saw that happen to a number of drivers here tonight, just shifting downshifting too quick. Lock up the back end on these trucks. You got to use more brakes. You got to really rely on your brakes and then downshift when you're, slower than what you would normally think you would. If you're trying to downshift as if you were in a, say, a GT3 or a prototype or something that has a ton of downforce on the back end where you can downshift down, use that engine braking to slow the car, get yourself back underway. You don't have that option here in these trucks. You just don't have that kind of downforce, but here we go. Into the pits. Velasquez leads them in. It's like everybody in the field coming in to get some service here. Oh, actually, no. It's like Litweiler, the 9 truck, is going to stay out. Interesting move there by Litweiler. 7 in the 8. And I don't know Litweiler's, and he was just a little farther back. So there we go. We see the majority of the field, and who's going to get the run off pit road here first? It's going to be Velasquez. It is Velasquez. Doesn't look like he took any tires. Interesting move there for Bruce Velasquez. I think he might come back to regret that decision. Here comes Johnson, who's gotten around Beatty in and out of his stall quicker. Bruce Velasquez, though, no tires. Interesting strategy. He really had nothing to lose by taking the tires. The rest of the field took tires. Moving in there the same amount of time, too. So we'll see. Could it be Galaxy Brain strategy here, or could it be a miscalculation on Velasquez's point? What do we got? Unfortunately, 62 had some network issues. 62, Russell Eaton Jr. Oh, man, it looked like it. Saw you falling down through the field. Looked very reminiscent of an iRacing parking you in the pits disconnect. It's unfortunate to hear. So pick up the pace car. Lights are still on the pace car, so we'll have one more lap of caution here before we get going again. So we should be going green back with about 13 to go, I guess. Looks like we're on lap 16 now. No, yeah, well, about 13 to go. So while we have a moment, let's take a quick look at a recap of our incidents we've had so far. First off, take a look at what happened to Nestor Osorio earlier on in the race. Heading into the bus stop. Just locked up the back end, as we've seen, unfortunately, happen to a number of drivers. And at the same time, Marciniak tried to go around to avoid him, get into the grass a little bit, couldn't get woed up and into the back of Osorio, unfortunately. And then while that was going on the other side of the bus stop, Jeremy Cromer, a little slow through there, trying to get back into the throttle with those cold tires, snaps the back end around, but Vodka, ooh, counting his lucky stars that Cromer didn't get into him there. Another issue here for Marciniak Jr. That truck nursing some damage still at this point in time. Again, he's going to lose the back end, snapping around. Able to keep it out of everybody else's way, though. And almost simultaneously into turn one, Terry Litweiler. Reminiscent of what we saw happen to Michael Cordray, just carrying too much pace into there, trying to get the truck mowed up. Snaps the back end around. Fortunately for him, nobody else coming immediately behind him. And then here we go, Michael Cordray. His first move onto the inside of Tony Nolan. Or sorry, this is the second time. Snaps that back end around. Able to keep it off of Tony Nolan, off the wall. Just going to heat up those tires a little bit. That's going to bring us back to where we are right now. Lights are on the pace car. We'll be going back green this time by. So let's reset the field. We have Velasquez on the button. Eric Johnson to his outside, up 11 spots now by gaining that one extra spot through the pits over Beatty. Declan Beatty and Kevin Allen now in the second row. In third and fourth, Drew Calvert and Charles Wilson in fifth and sixth. Tony Nolan and Michael Cordray in seventh and eighth. They'll renew that battle that we've seen all race. Well, it seems like all race long, but it's been at least the last 10 minutes. Behind them, Litweiler, Nasario, Welchel, and Vodka. Scott Matthews, the last truck on the lead lap in 13th place. Then we've got some lap down trucks in behind them. One more corner to go. Pace car will duck in, or safety car, I guess as this one is. It's the BMW safety car, not the pace car. There we go. Field stacking up behind Velasquez and Johnson. Barney with the green flag out. We are green and away we go. Velasquez gets the jump into turn one. Eric Johnson moves over to block off. Beatty making a move on the inside. Oh, Beatty almost gets into the right corner of Johnson. Johnson able to hold on that spot. They're going 3, 4, 5 wide in the background. Drew Calvert holds on to fourth place. Kevin Allen going to fall down that one spot into fifth place where he restarted. Michael Cordray still trying to find a way around Tony Nolan. I think he might have it here. He does. He clears Nolan before the bus stop. There we go. Michael Cordray just needed a yellow, some fresh tires, and back on track. That's all he needed to finally make his way around Cordray. Now, can we see what he has to offer Charles Wilson, that U.S. Army truck? Jeremiah Cromer is around again into the bus stop. He's going to tow. Rough night for Jeremiah. Bruce Velasquez currently leading the way, but look at that, Eric Johnson, those fresh tires, pushing the limits in behind them. We know Johnson going to be able to get on the hammer a little earlier than Velasquez is. I heard on the voice chat though, Velasquez said his tires were good. I'm curious to see if he's going to feel that same way after a couple laps here. It may be okay restarting here under the green, but give them another few laps once everything kind of balances out. Velasquez will have 20 laps on his tires, where Johnson and Beatty, they got 2 laps on theirs. Over the bus stop they go. Looks like Scott Matthews might have went around again. David Vodka, oh, heavy hit on the left front. A fender is missing there for Vodka. See if we pick up what happened to him. Heading up through the S's. Oh, the back end just snaps loose on him. Into the left side wall, into the right side wall. Body panels being left, right, and center. Forced race for him. Oh, I'm sure it looks like Charles Wilson was off track too as well. Take a quick look here what happened to Wilson before we head back live. Wilson just ahead of Cordray. Oh man, Tony Nolan, nice work, Tony Nolan there on the brakes. Take another look here from Tony Nolan's onboard. He sees that truck get loose up ahead, hard onto the binders here, moves around. Nice job there by Tony Nolan to avoid the truck of Charles Wilson. But up front, Velasquez still leading the way. Johnson just biding his time in behind. Michael Cordray now up on the back of Kevin Allen. We've seen these two battle season in, season out here. Rookie class racing. Oh, Kevin Allen getting loose up through the top of the S's. He sees Cordray coming in behind him. Oof. Kevin Allen got some new rubber under him, and he's using it up here quick. Feeling the pressure from Cordray in behind as we pick back up here at Cordray. You can see Allen up ahead. You know Cordray's going to be humming, trying to chase down Kevin Allen. He'd love to get himself into that top 5 position. Nine laps to go as our leader crossed the line into turn 1. Velasquez leading the way. Eric Johnson and Declan Beatty right there. Ooh, Declan Beatty a little squirrely up over the curbs out of turn 1. That's the thing you can use in the NASCAR limits, which we're running the NASCAR layout here at Watkins tonight. They allow you to run all the way out to the wall in turn 1, but you really got to be careful getting up over the curbs because it'll unsettle the truck. And if you're dropping the hammer, it'll snap around, as we see the number of drivers getting loose through that section. Beatty now up on the back of Johnson. This trio up top getting a little closer. Johnson, the Springfield, Missouri native. He's got his sights set on Velasquez up ahead. Starting to run out of time here, though. They head into the final corner. They're going to get 8 to go this time at the line. Velasquez still running on those older tires. I'm surprised. I'm going to have to admit, I'm surprised. I thought by now Johnson and Beatty would have handed him his lunch. Still our closest battle on track, Cordray. Ooh, Cordray actually quickly closing up on Allen here. Took about 2/10 out of that last sector on him, but Allen getting a little better run out of that corner to open that gap back up. We'll pop back to them here in a moment. These things look like they've settled down a little bit there. Here you can see Cordray lurking in behind Allen. Cordray up 9 spots. One of our trucks that did not qualify started at the back. Worked his way up through the field, taking advantage of others' mistakes. Has Allen up ahead of him, but in behind them, Tony Nolan and Nestor Arsario. They're going to go door to door. Nolan trying to get the run on the outside, using as much pace as he can to let that run off, but it's not going to matter. Arsario takes that position away. Nestor Arsario up into 7th place. Tony Nolan going to lose 1 spot, down into 8th, qualified in 7th, falling back to 8th. One of the few drivers that's in around where they qualified here this evening. Up front, though, oh man, they worked their way around a truck in the wall. I think that was David Vodka. Velasquez had to let the truck breathe a little bit, let the throttle breathe, couldn't get onto the hammer as quickly as he could, didn't know where Vodka was going to go. Johnson going to take advantage of it, right up on the back bumper now, Velasquez. Into the bus stop they go, 7 laps to go now in this race. Eric Johnson trying to find some pace. Needs an extra 10th or 2 here. Try and find a way around Velasquez. Velasquez trying to nurse those tires as much as he can. So we're on board here with Velasquez having a look back at Eric Johnson. Said truck front end getting a little bigger on screen into the braking section. Johnson driving it deeper in the corners. It's one of those things you can do with those fresher tires. Oof, Johnson. They're loose out of the final corner. He's humming. He can sense it. It's like a shark smelling blood in the water. Sometimes that works to your disadvantage, though. We saw what happened with Michael Cordray. He saw that opening, potentially trying to make the move on Nolan. Twice lost the back end. So watch our battle for top spot heading up through the S's. Declan Beatty now falling 3.2 seconds back of this battle. Our pole sitter started out strong. Lost that position to Velasquez. Velasquez has not looked back since that point in time. Eric Johnson emerging as the next contender to try and knock Velasquez off the sharp end of the field. See Cordray now right on the back bumper of Kevin Allen. Into the inner loop they go. Out of it they go. Cordray hunting. Trying to find a way around Allen. Speaking of Velasquez, you now open that gap up to 7/10. We've got other drivers on the radio here in chat encouraging Johnson to chase him down. Eric Johnson saying it's not my fault, he's too fast. 5 to go. Cordray, does he look to the inside of Allen here into turn 1? Ooh, he thought about it. Unfortunately, flashbacks for Michael Cordray into turn 1. Twice he's lost the back end through there. Wisely doesn't chance it. He'll regroup, try and mount another charge. Up through the S's they go, down this front straight, or back straight, sorry. Into the bus stop. Cordray not going to make a move. He'll stay tucked in behind Allen, trying to force a mistake. They've got a lap truck coming up ahead of them. It's going to be the 24 of David Vodka. Rough race for him. Last time we saw him, he was in the outside wall out of turn 1 as the leaders were coming through. Cordray really sending it up in behind Allen. The truck looking like it's on skates right now. Cordray pushing it. A little overdriving there, the truck. We can see how badly he wants to get around Allen, but unfortunately for him, it's costing him a ton of time. Looks like something happened to Nestor Osorio. He was just ahead of Tony Nolan. Saw him get around Nolan. Oh, there we go, as I mentioned. You get these trucks up on those curbs and into the throttle, and it's very easy to lose the back end. They don't have a ton of weight on the back end. Around they go. The gap up front staying anywhere from about 6 to 8 tenths, depending on the corner. So still our closest battle here. Cordray fell back off the back of Allen, but quickly gaining right back up on him here as they move around Vodka. These trucks are going to pick up the 3 to go this time by. Velasquez just crossed the line. He's into turn 1. Johnson right there too as well. That gap now 1.1 seconds, but they've got some lap traffic just up ahead of them. They got the 57 and the 53. It's going to be Tim Hurd in the 53 and Charles Wilson in the 57 just up ahead of them. Looks like they're not going to catch them till after the bus stop, so we'll see what that kind of role that plays here with the lap traffic. You see them just up ahead. Here comes Velasquez into the bus stop. Ooh, trying to cut the inside line. That's going to cost him some time on the exit. Can Eric Johnson take advantage? He's going to close that gap a little bit, but fortunately now he is stuck in behind Tim Hurd, the 53. Our leaders exit out of the carousel into the penultimate corner. They'll pick up the 2 to go this time by. Velasquez on those old tires. 27 laps on those tires. It'll be 28 laps as he crosses the line here. Can he nurse them home for 2 more laps? Into turn 1 they go. 8 tenths the gap between Velasquez and Johnson. Michael Cordray still trying to find a way around Kevin Allen in behind. They get the 57 now with Charles Wilson just up ahead. It's going to be a similar scenario. They're going to catch him just in around the bus stop. Wilson looks like he has a little more pace than Hurd did, so it might be after the exit of the bus stop here. Johnson going to need to take advantage of this lap traffic if he has any chance of taking the win here this evening away from Bruce Velasquez Viper. Start on the outside of row 1. Took top spot away from Declan Beatty. Allen still leading the way over Michael Cordray. Toyota versus Chevy. Cordray in the 72 Powerade machine. Right up on the back bumper now of Wilson. Our leaders picking up the white flag. Velasquez into turn 1. Johnson doesn't look like he's going to have anything for Velasquez here, barring a mistake from Velasquez. As I say that, he gets loose exiting out of turn 1. It cost him a tenth or two, but he had a big enough gap over Johnson. It shouldn't affect him. So you have a look back here from Velasquez. Johnson lurking behind that gap, 3/10. He's going to need some kind of mistake here from Bruce Velasquez, who's been picture perfect since taking top spot. Into the bus stop they go for the final time. Johnson tries to send it in through the bus stop, up and over the curbs. You can see Velasquez up ahead, painfully just out of his reach. 2 more corners to go here for Bruce Velasquez. Round 10, Rookie Class Racing Truck Series. 1 more corner to go here for Bruce Velasquez. Johnson can do nothing but just watch him off in the distance. The 93 out of the final corner. Barney ready with the checker flag. There it is. Bruce Velasquez, your winner for round 10. Eric Johnson comes home in second. Declan Beatty going to round out the podium. Oh, and well, maybe if he can get to the line here, he'll round out the podium. Let's pop back here. Michael Cordray is not going to make it around Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen going to take final spot in the top 5 here. Michael Cordray going to have to settle for a 6th place. Tony Nolan, he's going to finish up right where he qualified in 7th place. Mr. Osorio, up and down day for him. Osorio heads to the line. Litweiler, the hot dog machine. Out of the final corner to the line for him. Ronnie Welchel finishing up just behind Litweiler. They will be our final trucks on the lead lap. Charles Wilson going to finish up the first truck a lap down. Velasquez had enough fuel to do 1 more victory lap here. So here we go. Bruce Velasquez going to burn him down at the line. Well-deserved win there for Bruce Velasquez. We'll take a look at our results here. We'll see what drivers want to join us in the booth to have a little chat about the race. There goes Bruce Velasquez taking top spot over Eric Johnson and Declan Beatty. Drew Calvert in 4th place with Kevin Allen rounding out the top 5. Michael Cordray having to settle for 6th place, unfortunately for him, just outside the top 4 or top 5, excuse me. Tony Nolan coming home in 7th, Nestor Osorio in 8th, Terry Litweiler in 9th, Ronnie Welchel in 10th, Charles Wilson, Scott Matthews, David Vodka, Tim Hurd, Jeremiah Cromer, Russ Marciniak Jr., Russell Heaton Jr., Dave Bush III was our race control, and Gregory Everett did not join up with the grid here this evening. So hats off to all of our drivers. Round 10 of the Truck Series. Again, if you're interested in joining the league, You'll find the Discord link in the description of the video. Racing 2 nights a week, and they do throw up some fun sessions throughout the week too as well. Various cars, but it is ARCA on Fridays, truck racing on Saturdays. Catch both those nights here on Racer Nexus. But let's go ahead and bring in our race winner, though, Bruce Velasquez. Brucey, well done. You're able to take away top spot from Declan there early on in the race, and then there was no looking back at that point in time. Did you think you were going to be able to hold off Johnson after the pit cycles with those fresh tires he put on?
Honestly, I didn't. And also, to be a word of advice, I did not take tires whenever in that pit cycle. I just took fuel. So in that pit cycle, I was going through in my head whether to take tires and fuel or just take fuel. So I decided to full on risk and take fuel only, and I'm surprised that my tires saved me from turn 1 on the last lap because I almost lost it there. But yeah, whenever he was catching up to me, my heart was beating so fast because I was afraid I was going to lose the lead or mess up in the bus stop. But other than that, it was a really good race. Stealing the lead from Declan, which, if you're watching, I apologize if I mispronounce your name. I was surprised he getting loose on the first couple of laps, so as soon as I got the opportunity to make the pass, I just went on make the pass and tried to hold up to the P1 the whole way through to the pit cycle. And man, not taking tires, that helped me a lot in this kind of situation here.
Yeah, we saw that move on the last lap where, as you said, the back end got a little loose there. Fortunately for you, Eric was far enough back that you couldn't get the run up the straight to make a move into the bus stop. But next week we head to Talladega, a drastically different track than the 2 road courses this week. How you feeling about your chances there, converting from Watkins Glen here to go into a super speedway? We're going to be nose to tail all hour long.
It's going to be very different. You know, Talladega's a super speedway. It's going to be a lot of bump drafting and strategies on fuel and whatever to take it or not, but it's going to feel way different. And surprisingly, Talladega was my last win, so breaking this winless streak helped me a lot. So hopefully I can get another win at Dega.
Well, hats off to you, Bruce. Best of luck next week at Talladega. But before we let you go,
thank you.
Anybody want to give a shout out there watching at home? I know Russell Heaton Jr. was in chat after he disconnected cheering you on. So
yeah, I bet he was. Shout out to him, his dad, for giving me this opportunity to drive with them. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the league. Putting this race together. Even though setup was kind of tight, but after few tweaks here and there, and that definitely helped me. Skill helped me. Shout out to y'all for the broadcast. Shout out to a few buddies watching at home. Drew with DJ Detailing. He's a real good friend. I'm happy to have him as a sponsor, even though I don't have him on my car currently, but he knows that I'll always be there to give him shout outs. Shout out to my brother. He's the one who helped me a lot in these situations with road course, intermediates, super speedways, short tracks. But other than that, it was a really good race. Surprisingly, having this wrap that he made, it felt so much different. I felt like he was there helping me all along.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, hats off to you, Bruce. We'll see if you can go back to back again next week. Best of luck to you.
It's gonna be real tricky next week, but I'll try my best.
Well, we know you've got the pace, so we'll see if you can do it. Yeah. Take care, and we'll see if we're talking to you next week. Have a good one.
Right. See you. You too.
So that was our race winner, Bruce Viper Velasquez, showing us how to get it done. Let's quickly, we'll bring in our third place finisher here, Declan Beatty. Declan, you put it on pole. You led the first bit of the race, but one mistake was all it took for Bruce to get around you, and then he didn't look back. Were you pushing hard to try and catch him up and using up your stuff early on before that pit cycle?
I just pushed too hard, man. I don't know if you saw the Sonoma race last night at ARC. I made a lot of mistakes then, and thought I'd be able to recover tonight, and I just pushed. I'm a qualifying practice merchant, dude. I just pushed too hard trying to keep up with them. Took one mistake, and then I was like, shit, I gotta give everything I can. Props to Bruce. Props to Bruce. He didn't take tires on that day, so he was on the same set of tires for the whole race. So big props to him. I thought him and Eric would start fighting. They didn't. He just kept pulling away from Eric, and the more I pushed trying to catch up to them or keep up with them, it didn't work out, man. It didn't work out.
What did you think of your chances after the yellow putting on some fresh rubber? Do you think you might have something to offer him?
I thought, because how quick he was out of the pits, and we talked about it on the radio, he was like, no, I didn't take anything. I was like, okay, well, maybe him and Eric will start fighting. Maybe I can get up there. And he just pulled away, and the more one of my biggest weaknesses, and it's evident to everyone in the league, and I've discussed it before, my biggest weakness is tire management. When someone gets out in front of me and I try to push to keep up with them, I kill myself even more. But yeah, it's a fun race though. It's driving these cars at a road course, turning right. I originally come from road. These heavy cars, turning right, turning left with the H pattern. They're a blast. They're a blast.
Yeah, it's old school racing. Old school racing.
It's old school, just primal, dude. Primal. Yeah, props to Bruce. I thought Eric would be able to get him, but yeah, it was a good race.
Well, before we let go, before we let you go, Declan, anybody you want to shout out there at home, watching and cheering you on?
I appreciate that, man. Shout out No Left Motorsports. Shout out Michael and Kevin, what they do for the league. Shout out my family, Martyrs, Lumen. Long live Mikey. Rest in peace, my brother. It was recently his birthday. Appreciate you, Rob. You have a good night, man.
Excellent stuff. Take care, Declan, and we hope to see you battling up front again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. You have a good one.
That was our third place finisher, Declan Beatty. And then to round things off, let's bring in our second place finisher, Mr. Eric Pubert Johnson. Eric, you were looking strong the first half of the race before that yellow flag. You run up through the field, didn't qualify, started at the back. Did you think you had something potentially for Bruce there after the pit stop with those fresh tires?
Yeah, well, initially no, but then like Declan said, we heard he didn't take tires, and I was like, man, we're all over the rears here. Like, I understand like there's not a lot of wear, but we are all over the rears. I really thought we might have something for Bruce, but man, he was fast. He was smooth and fast. I mean, he had better lines than I did anyways. So even with my new tires, like, yeah, he just ran a good race. There wasn't much I could do about that.
Now, we saw him get a little squirrely out of exiting turn one in the last lap. Did you think maybe, just maybe, if he can get a good run up through the back stretch, he might have something to offer into the bus stop?
Yeah, I actually did. I did get a good run up the hill, and we closed up to him on the bus stop, and then I just probably got in just a quarter truck too deep and slightly wheel hopped it, and then just got my bus stop a little wonky, and from there it was just kind of try to rebuild momentum, but we didn't have time.
Next week we head to Talladega, a drastically different track than Watkins here. Only turning left next week. How you feeling about heading in there with 45 minutes of nose-to-tail action?
I'm very comfortable in the draft. I pretty good at understanding what's going on with momentum, side draft, pushing. So Dega's always fun. We'll sit back, watch the big one happen, and get up front when it matters.
Yeah, it's always a strong strategy to try and stay out of it. If you have my luck, you try and stay out of it. You still get wrapped up in it anyways.
Yeah,
but hopefully
that does
you don't.
happen.
Hopefully you don't have my luck next week. But before we let you go, anybody want to do a shout out here watching at home and cheering you on?
Well, yeah, you Rob up in the booth there with Racer Nexus calling the races. We appreciate you doing that. We're a bunch of old men, little nerds. We like to go back and rewatch this stuff, so that's always fun. And of course, all my Outcast boys out here racing with us. Love you guys, and Rookie Class Racing, thank you. And good win, Bruce, and good run, Declan.
Excellent stuff. Well, we appreciate it. Best of luck to you next week, and maybe you can get that top step on the podium next week. We'll have to tune in and see how it goes. We'll see how the strategy plays out, but best of luck, and congrats on the P2 finish.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Have a good night.
Take care. That was Eric Pubert Johnson, our second place truck here this evening. That's going to wrap things up for Watkins Glen, where our drivers had to do not only left turns, but right turns, something that you don't see all that often in NASCARs, whether it's the ARCA car, the Next Gen Xfinity, well, I guess they call it O'Reilly's now, they renamed it again, and the trucks here this evening. So again, if you're looking to join the league, you find the Discord link in the description of the description of the video. Hop on in, get yourself some racing Friday night, Saturday night, all covered here on Racer Nexus. Until then, my name's Rob Campbell. This has been Racers Nexus. Adam Glatfelder should be back again next week to cover all this action. But otherwise, we'll catch you then. Bye for now.